Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Prize Picks video. In this one, we're talking about the WNBA for Wednesday, June 5th. We have 5 picks in the video for you to consider, so stay tuned to hear all 5 of them. Also, if you guys want more picks, I post more in the private Discord along with 5 plus other cappers. You can see some WNBA picks hitting here lately. Another WNBA slip that hit, and an NBA slip feels like forever since we've had the NBA, but that's coming back soon, so subscribe on the channel for that. Also, see the NBA Finals betting preview out on the channel now. It'll be the end card as well. Other cappers in here hitting some massive slips in all sports, including the WNBA. So definitely get in the private Discord, check it out. Tons of big wins in all sports, massive hits here, 6-pick lineup hits for some 25Xs for members of the private Discord. Definitely get over here and check it out. Click that link down below to get in there for more picks from me plus 5 plus other cappers. You guys saw the wins and picks in all sports every day, so definitely get over there. We'll see you in the private Discord for this one. The first pick I'm going to go to here is going to be Kelsey Plum. We're going to take her on the under of her fantasy score of 31.5 here. Just a really high fantasy score line for Kelsey Plum. Las Vegas kind of reminds me of the Boston Celtics, where they have so many players that can have big games at any given moment. And Jason Tatum, kind of their Asia Wilson. Kelsey Plum, kind of like a Derek White, I think would be a good example for the NBA, where he has big games every once in a while, but not consistently hitting a fantasy score like 31.5. A great tool that I use every single day is going to be Outlier over here. If you want to check them out, they have a 7-day free trial. Just use the link down below to get access to this. I'll show you how to use it here. You can see on the season, she's only gone over this in 2 of 6 games, 33% of the time. Not a huge sample size. But if we go back to last year, she was just hitting this 35% of the time. 17 of 49 games she got over on this fantasy score. She can shoot the ball, score the ball. Not going to do much else besides that. She has had some decent assist games this year as well, but 31.5 still going to be a high fantasy score for her, especially when other people on her team can go off and have big games, and she doesn't really have to. So for those reasons, going to be going to the under on her for this one. And I do feel like we are seeing some high lines in the WNBA that we could be taking some unders on, so we will have a few unders in this video. The next one's going to be Maddie Seigeist here, under on her PRA against Vegas. Tougher matchup here. Also just one that she hasn't been hitting a lot in the past 2 years, kind of similar to Kelsey Plum here. Over of 19.5 we could see on Outlier. She's only hit this in 2 of 7 games this year, and really she just needs to have a massive scoring game, like in this one where she had 22 points. And these games also were outliers with 8 and 9 rebounds. The last 2 games she's had 2 rebounds in each game, with 0 assists in this one and 2 in that one. Looking at last year, she hit this 2% of the games last year. 1 of 43 games. But obviously last year she wasn't playing as many minutes. This season she is playing a good amount of minutes here, but still hasn't been hitting this one, even in her extended minutes as of late. So I'm going to go to the under on this one as well. For the next one, we're going to come over to OddsJam, another tool that has a free 7-day trial if you want to check it out. Great place to find the best value on Prizepicks and other player prop sites like Underdog, Fliff, and all that. So one of their top picks here, based on what other sports books have, it's going to be Monique Billings, under 13.5 points. Again, for Dallas here. You can see how it works is like Caesars has this at minus 145 to go under. DraftKings actually has this one at 12.5, so getting some value here based on what other sports books have. And you can see how it works for other sports like MLB below here. They have more lines up because more sports books have lines on those, but we're going to go to under on Monique Billings here on the straight points. You can see this one. She actually has hit this in 4 of 6 games over on Outlier. Has been seeing extended minutes, but in this tougher matchup against Vegas, this one did open at 12.5. It's been bumped up to 13.5, so we're getting some value there as well. Last season, she hit this 2% of the time, 1 of 41 games, but similar to Seigeist that we just looked at, her minutes have been way up. She only averaged just 17 last year. She's playing around 30 this year. Still a lot of points in a tough matchup for her. All these sports books are liking this one, so we're going to be going to the under. This one from OddsJam, one of their best value picks on the day for the WNBA. Next one we're going to go to is going to be Courtney Williams, under on her fantasy score here. 4th under in a row. I promise next one will be an overplay here, but we got Courtney Williams under on her fantasy score. Looking at her on the fantasy score this season, she's only hit this in 3 of 8 games. Had a strong start to the season with 42 fantasy points, 27, then 37. But in her last 5 games here, barely covered this one with 31.2. All the other games were 28 or lower on the fantasy score. Also, last season, she only hit this 33% of the time and was averaging over 30 minutes per game. So far this year, her minutes are down by 2. She's averaging 28 minutes a game, so less minutes per game, and still not hitting this at a high rate here. This one, Minnesota Los Angeles here, actually supposed to be a really low-scoring game too, so I'm going to be taking her on the under for this one. Just too high of a line. I'm seeing pretty much across the board for WNBA on a lot of these picks if you really look into them. So going to be taking the under for the 4th straight pick, and then we're going to go to an over for Cameron Brink on her rebounds. It's been at 6.5 for the last 3 or 4 games. I've been smashing the under on that one, and it's been paying off. But now we're going to go to the over. Now it's down to 5.5. We've also seen a little uptick in minutes for her as well. And I mean, basically all she did at Stanford was rebound. She averaged like 12 rebounds per game. It looked like it was translating earlier in the year. In her first game, she only played 19 minutes, got 2 boards, but the next 3 games, 8, 8, and 9, before going back down to 2, 3, then hit 6 and 5. But her last 4, she's only gone over this 1 time. But we have seen an uptick in minutes in the last game. She got nearly 26 minutes, which is the 3rd most she's gotten in her career in 8 games. So nice to see an uptick in minutes. Also, if you look over here, the Minnesota rebound defense, they allow 36 rebounds per game, which is the 9th most in the league. And you know there's only 12 teams in the league, so they do allow a good amount of rebounds. Going to be going to her on this one. So hope you guys enjoyed it. We give out more picks in the private Discord in my channel. We have 5+ other cappers though giving out picks in all sports. You guys saw some big WNBA hits, as well as MLB, NBA, all sports over here. Definitely get in the private Discord. Check it out. You can see private Discord members hitting some big slips over here for some big time payouts. So check it out. It's less than $1 per day. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in another one.